All right. Hello, East Central seniors and senior parents. Thank you very much for tuning in tonight on this edition of Facebook and YouTube Live. My name is Brandon Oliver, and I'm the Director of Marketing and Communications for East Central ISD. And tonight we're going to be talking about financial aid and FAFSA and all these things that is so pertinent and important to seniors in this their final year of high school. But I want to bring on the experts because I'm not a true expert about this. So I want to bring on the real experts. So I want to bring on first Tiffany Zunker Embry, better known as TZE. That's what I'm going to call you for short, TZE.
Oh, that works. That works.
So Tiffany, tell us about yourself and what are we going to find out about tonight?
So my name is Miss Embry. I work with the Go Center here at East Central High School. My job is to really work with students one-on-one and with my team here in the Go Center to work on academics and the side of getting students prepared for life after high school. So they've been a Hornet for 4 years, some of them their entire life, and now we need to look at transitioning them into whatever happens after high school, whether that's going on to a four-year university, a trade school, an Alamo Promise school, or into the workforce. My team is the one that is here to start working through that process and making sure students have everything that they need to be successful after they walk the stage in May.
All right, so we will be taking some questions later on in this broadcast, but I think you have a special guest in the background, Tiffany.
I
If you want to
do.
introduce her,
Yes,
let's bring her on.
absolutely. So, like I said, our team here at the Go Center is kind of unique. I have myself and Miss Mercer that works for East Central ISD, as well as a community partner, Miss Alanis. She works with Texas A&M San Antonio, and we have another partner that works with San Antonio Educational Partnership. Her name is Miss Rita Oliveras. She can't be with us tonight. She's off doing her thing. But Miss Alanis is here every day except for Tuesdays from A&M San Antonio to help students transition not only to A&M San Antonio, but to any college and any career choice that they want to do. So she's a really big part.
All right, so Elizabeth, I think you got a presentation prepared for us. Is that correct? So I'm
I
gonna bring that
do.
up.
I do.
There
Thank
you
you so
go.
much. Alrighty, so like Miss Embry said, my name is Miss Elizabeth Alanis. I am with the partnership at Texas A&M San Antonio as your Aspire College Access Advisor. And not only am I here as a liaison for A&M San Antonio, but also just to help all students transition into their post-secondary plans. In a very general kind of way. So today we're talking about FAFSA or financial aid. And it so happens that I love talking about financial aid because it's one of the most important aspects of college, transitioning to a college. College is expensive, and I'm sure all the moms and dads out there do not want to pay for college out of pocket. So financial aid is a type of funding, any form of funding that helps you pay for college, which includes scholarships, grants, loans, and work-study programs. We'll go over each one throughout this presentation. First and foremost, being scholarships. Scholarships is a type of award for financial aid for students to further their education at the post-secondary college or university. They're usually based off of merit-based, need-based, student-specific scholarships, career-specific scholarships, college-specific scholarships, and these students need to apply for them. They need to make sure that they meet those requirements for each scholarship and then apply for the scholarship. And it's one of those things where they might receive the scholarship, they might not. So we highly encourage all students to apply to as many as possible. Ms. Embry's pro tip for scholarships is pick out all the scholarships that require that essay, a similar essay, and then just write one amazing essay and use it for all the scholarships. That way you are not writing 1,000 scholarship essays. Save yourself a little bit of time and just copy paste, tweak it a little bit, and you'll be on a good track. At the bottom, we do have a few trusted sites. On our Go Center webpage, we do have under quick links a scholarship bank, so you're more than welcome to access scholarships through there. But we also have Big Future. Cafe College has some amazing resources for scholarships. Same thing as College Board, scholarships.com. Those are all great resources to look into scholarships. If you are not already part of the Google Classroom for seniors, reach out to us. That's another resource that we have open to students so that they're able to access scholarships, but also access different types of information on college readiness. And like we mentioned, Ms. Olivares from San Antonio Educational Partnership, she's not here with us today. She's here with us in spirit, but she is available at the Go Center Mondays and Tuesdays, 8 to 4:30. She's just an extra advisor that helps with goal setting, career planning, college entry, financial aid and scholarships, college transition, and you're able to schedule appointments with her. That's her QR code. So if you want to watch this later on a computer and then scan your phone over it, she's an amazing resource to help you in that transition over to college. Through the San Antonio Educational Partnership, they also offer a very specific scholarship for East Central students. Depending on whether you're planning to go to a community college, a public four-year university, or a private four-year university, the amount is going to vary because the expense of the college is different depending on the type of college. So the SAEP Scholarship is available already. The deadline to submit that is May 31st. And you must attend 3 SAEP college success activities by that May 31st deadline. Ms. Olivares can definitely go over this information with you. She's the one that's hosting these workshops for you. I will say that this scholarship is financial need based, meaning that depending on the EFC, which is a very specific number called expected family contribution, depending on that and the kind of income that is in the household, you might or might not qualify for the scholarship. So it's very, very important to complete the FAFSA application, which we'll go over later on in this presentation. Lastly, you do have to have an overall of 80 GPA or above on that final transcript to be able to qualify for this scholarship. FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid. For those of you that did not know, this is now a new high school graduation. So even if you're not planning on attending a college, you are going to need to be submitting a FAFSA application. This is the general financial aid application that gives you access to grants and loans through the federal and the Texas government. This application opens October 1st. So it is a new high school graduation requirement. And then if you are planning on going to university or pursuing higher education, you have to complete the FAFSA anyway. Very, very important so that we know that you've completed the FAFSA and that you check off the box for this high school requirement. You do need to select the high school. This might look a little bit different because this is the screenshot from last year's application, but just be sure that whenever you get to the school selection, that you do type in East Central High School, San Antonio, Texas from the drop-down menu, and you click confirm. Once you confirm it, it's going to take you to a page that where you can select the high school. You click on next, and then it will be auto-populated in your application. After that, you just click next. You'll notice that East Central High School will be in all caps. That means you did it right. But just be sure to please put in there that you are part of East Central High School so that that application is linked towards us and we are able to see that you did complete the FAFSA application. So the financial aid application, the FAFSA, gives students different avenues, different forms of financial aid, one of them being work study. And a lot of students aren't familiar with work study because it's just not well known. But work study is a federal program that allows students to earn money to pay for school by working part-time. So this is money that is not automatically given to you, it's money that you work for. You would get a job at the university and then that fund would come in as a form of a paycheck. If you are interested in work study, simply check off that box when prompted on your financial aid application, and you'll be considered for work study. There is still other ways of qualifying for work study after the fact, after you've filled out your FAFSA, but it's just so much easier to just check off that box when you're there and see if you qualify for that work study program. Another form of financial aid or funding that the FAFSA provides is loans. Now, loans, we want to stay away from them. They are not the devil, but they are also not our first source of income that you want to tap into, because loans you have to pay back. You have to pay back the loan plus interest. I always tell students, if you have to take out a loan, just go ahead and take out what you need, for one, but also start with the subsidized loans. Subsidized loans do not accrue interest while you are in college. The interest starts kicking in until 6 months after you graduate from college. And an easy way of remembering this is subsidized loans saves money. That's the my little motto that I remember to tap into those subsidized loans first if you really need to. And then lastly, we have grants that are offered through the FAFSA as well. The key to this is applying early. So FAFSA opens October 1st. The quicker you get to applying, the more chances you're going to have of getting a heftier amount on your financial aid, because financial aid is kind of like a piggy bank. So the more students are applying, the more money is given out to students, but it's more of a first come, first serve basis. I always tell students, for sure, finish it like by the Thanksgiving break or over the Thanksgiving break, because that can guarantees you the best chances to receive grants. Some examples of these grants are like the Pell Grant, Texas Education Opportunity Act, Federal Supplemental Educational Opportunity Act. You don't have to remember those names, but just understand that there's state grants and there's federal grants. Truth be told, for the state grants here in Texas, the priority deadline is January 15th. So if students do not apply by that deadline, then they do not qualify for Texas aid. So that's why we encourage students to just get that application in early, so they have the, so they can tap into more grant money. Okay. And I know I kind of went through that pretty quickly, but don't worry, you will have some help. We're planning to host several FAFSA fiestas, which are nights in which we are going to be available after school for you and your parents to come in and get that FAFSA done. We're kicking off October 4th. A&M San Antonio is actually sponsoring this event. So we'll have, some real nice food and just a really nice presentation from our university to help you with the FAFSA application. So especially if you are interested in A&M San Antonio, I highly encourage you to come in on October 4th, because we'll have representatives there to help answer any university-specific questions. But even if you're not, just come on by. We are here to help our students complete this new graduation requirement. Events are going to be offered right at 5 p.m. Because we are going to have a presentation at the beginning that's going to be filled with just useful information for you. So we highly encourage parents to be there right at 5. That way you don't miss anything, because we plan to do a whole walkthrough. And if you're late, you're going to miss the first part of it, and then you're going to be confused. And it's just a whole other spiel of, you're just going to be confused. So please be there by 5. We are having a registration link for that very first one as well. On this slide, very quickly, you also see some items that you need to have for the financial aid application. I will point out the FAFSA ID. This is the application, or it's the account that you're going to have to be able to sign the FAFSA electronically. This is going to be for both students and parents. We highly encourage you to please have that FAFSA ID already ready by when you come into the FAFSA Fiesta. Because it's going to save you a whole lot of time. And honestly, we are going to start that FAFSA Fiesta right at that first page with financial aid application, which is past creating the accounts. So just take a couple of minutes to complete the FAFSA ID account. And I will say, if you have children who've gone to college, that are older, you probably already have a FSA ID account. So check with your older kids and make sure that you get that information from them, because sometimes students just create accounts for their parents and they don't tell them. And then we're over here running like chickens without a head, trying to figure out why we can't create an account for the parent. So highly encourage you to create that FSA ID account. How can you fill out your FAFSA? One, like we mentioned, is the FAFSA Fiesta events. We are going to be available after school on those dates, but you can also just fill that out at home. We do have some videos and how-to instructions on our page that can help you with the FAFSA application. So if you just want to do it at home and just kind of follow a video, or a PowerPoint is what we have, you can do that as well. You can do, disregard that last one. You can also just do it at home, and there is a financial aid or a FAFSA number that you can call in case you run into any issues. You'll be able to call them up, and they're honestly available till like 9-10 p.m. So even if you do it after work, you'll still have that help needed. This is the first FAFSA kickoff information. It's gonna be on October the 4th. Please use that QR code to register. I need to know how many people are coming to our events so that we can accommodate accordingly. We are going to host these at the East Central High School cafeteria. So you will be needing to bring in your own technology for this event. But please be sure to register. If not with the QR code, visit our Go Center website at ecisd.net/GoCenter. And the link to register is going to be right in the front page in our little slide deck that's on the front page. I also want to just give a shout out to FSA ID walkthrough that I'll be hosting through Aspire. So we want to make sure that you are prepared for that FSA, for the FAFSA. So I'm going to go ahead and include the FSA ID kind of workshop. And please do register again through the QR code, or through our website, ecisd.net/GoCenter. The link is also on there as well. Just a quick note on TASVA. There might be some students who don't have a social, and that's okay. We can still fill out the TASVA form, which is the application for Texas aid. So we have people that are knowledgeable at the Go Center on the TASVA. Feel free to just stop by or reach out to us, and we'll be able to help with that application as well. Okay, Ms. Embry, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you. I think I might have stolen a couple of slides from you, and I'm so sorry. But
No worries.
I just went. I was on a roll.
No. So yeah, no worries at all. So that is our Go Center team. Like I said, I am the access advisor here at East Central High School. Miss Mercer is our Go Center facilitator. So if I'm not here, she is here every single day. Miss Alanis is here every day but Tuesdays, and then Miss Alvarez is here Mondays and Tuesdays. So we always have students and parents that can come in and come out and ask questions. We really are asking you guys to go to the East Central website, so that one that you see along the bottom, and that's probably the easiest way to get a hold of us. There are ways that you can set appointments with us before school or after school, and come in with your student if you have questions about college, or you have questions about financial aid, or any of those things. We're able to sit down with you kind of one-on-one or small group and really work out those problems. So the big thing that I want you guys to start thinking about is FAFSA is a graduation requirement. So how FAFSA works is you guys have to fill out that form, right? The FAFSA form. And then we get kind of a list of who did it and who didn't do it. We don't have access to the actual form. So we won't know you'll put things in there like your social security number and information like that, some personal information. We don't have access to that. All we see is that little box that Miss Alanis told you that you linked East Central High School to it, and we get your student's name that they completed that FAFSA form. So other than that, we're kind of here to help you guys, but FAFSA is a graduation requirement. It's new for kids this year to have to do that. And I know it's a bit overwhelming for parents that maybe are first generation college students, haven't sent a kid to college before, or have sent older brothers and sisters and it not really been a requirement. We're here to really help guide you and sit down with you and get that done. We're starting this early, and Miss Eleni showed you the dates for those FAFSA nights for you guys to come hang out with us. Starting at 5 o'clock, you can bring all your stuff. We'll have computers and things here for you guys to use, and you're more than welcome to sit down with our partners and really work through that. Because what we don't want to happen is we get to like April, May, and FAFSA still isn't done. And then we're kind of in a rush with the government to get us that data back so your child can graduate. So we're starting early. And the big point of that, like Miss Eleni said, is the sooner we get this done, the more availability for money there is for you and your family. And then it's just one less thing that you have to start thinking about in the spring. So Ms. Alanis is showing you our East Central website. Everything that we have is up there. She spoke to you about SATs is another thing. It is linked up there. There's scholarships. There is everything for TSI registration, everything that your child is going to need to start looking at to transition out of high school will be listed on that website. So please, please, please feel free to go to that website. Look around, figure out what works best, what days work best for your family, and what times work best for you. And then reach out to us, and we are here to help get you guys on that path to whatever high school or whatever post-secondary looks like when you guys leave here in May.
All right, so some really great information for our seniors. We'll take some questions at this time, and we already have one already. Let me bring it up here from Melissa. She said or asked, do you want us to attend the FAFSA Fiesta if we fill it out online?
So I will say no. FAFSA Fiesta is going to be twofold. So each FAFSA Fiesta, the first 30 minutes of that event will be dedicated to a specific college, university group that kind of wants to come do a presentation about their program. So Miss Alanis's university is coming that first night to talk for that first 30 minutes and kind of talk about A&M San Antonio and the programs that they offer. Probably the second one will be PAC, so Palo Alto College, with their Alamo Promise, and to talk about that. So what we're kind of doing is double dipping that time that we have with you guys, so you guys aren't up here so much, but we can really help you guys with that information. So if you can do it at home and you feel comfortable, Miss Melissa, doing it at home, it is completely fine for you to do that at home. We are just here to help you if you need that additional help. If you want us to look over it, if you get stuck somewhere in that process, you are more than welcome to come up here and come on those nights and we can help you out.
All right, so I think we'll give it a couple more minutes for questions. Christina did have a comment here, and I believe that's Christina in your own department there.
Oh, yeah.
You are encouraged to bring your own laptop, but we will have Chromebooks if you need a device.
Yeah.
So
we have an awesome team here that back us here at the high school that are lending us technology and a space for this event. So you are more than welcome to bring your own technology, but we will have laptops available. You will just need to bring your personal information. We'll have everything else, but you will need things like your tax returns and things like that to input in there. And again, my team or any of us will not have access to any of that. It's completely something that you guys can work on. And so feel safe in the fact that that information doesn't get shared with anybody that your student comes in contact with. That's a form that's between you and FAFSA.
All right. And again, we are looking at the website, www.ecisd.net/GoCenter that we've been scrolling for almost the whole broadcast to make sure that you guys have that URL. And I would suggest too, like if you're on your laptop right now, or if you're on your computer, or even on an iPad, like, bookmark that page, because these are the experts as far as, they're experts about a lot of things, but definitely for financial aid. And so, maybe bookmark that page and keep it handy. I also wanted to show too your email as well. That's a general email, looks like. But if you have questions, email hs.gocenter@ecisd.net. So again, they're here, they're the experts, and this is great information. And, you don't want to get bogged down with, student loans and all the other stuff. Trust me, for someone that lived that and regretted it a little bit. So, you want to have these ladies in your life that can help you steer that pathway. One other thing, Elizabeth, I want to compliment you on the Texas A&M San Antonio logo. I was a part of making that logo, so
Oh, were you? That is
Yeah.
amazing. I love it so much.
So yeah, it's an old stomping ground for me. And Texas A&M San Antonio, I'm not just saying it because you're on here, but it's a great university. It's literally right down the road. So
Yeah, they miss you. We miss you.
We have so many, and that's the thing. Like, we have so many opportunities that are so close to home. I think Miss Alanis and my team have seen close to almost 200 students come through our office in the first 3 weeks of school, which is amazing. Parents, you guys are doing an awesome job with your seniors. Jumping out in front of this, they are coming in and asking some really awesome questions and really wanting to get involved early. And so I want to give you guys props on that. Your students are really working hard and thinking about this, and we are here to support them. So I think Melissa just asked, do we need to make an appointment to talk to someone? I'm going to say yes. We're here in the morning and then till about 4:30 in the afternoon. Students can kind of come and go if they have like senior option and they have kind of that time in their schedule. They're more than welcome to just kind of pop in and ask quick questions. But if they want like a one-on-one sit down and really, go through these plans, we recommend that they make an appointment. And you can do that through the Go Center website. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday mornings at 8:15. Elizabeth and I are also available to stay in the afternoons. She can do Wednesday afternoons and I can do Thursday afternoons. So if what's available doesn't work for you, or you want some different times available, you can also email us and kind of give us a heads up. And we are more than willing to work with you guys and stick around late a night or two during the week to help you guys out.
All right. And Melissa, I don't know if she's a student or if she is a parent here, but she's on top of it. I like all of her questions.
Yeah. We have some awesome kids that are really, really digging in and looking forward to this. So also, if we're gonna just a couple other little senior things that they need to start thinking about, SATs. We are having an SAT here at East Central on November 4th. So if your student has not taken the SAT and wants to go ahead and sign up for the SAT, they can go ahead and get on that East Central Go Center website and register for the SAT. The other ones throughout the year are not offered at East Central until like May. The other ones are offered at different high schools around San Antonio. But if you want to kind of get a jump start on your first SAT or one of your big SATs, you are more than welcome to sign up. Oh, about juniors. Awesome. So we love juniors that are getting ready for this, and juniors are going to be able to take SAT with us in the spring. So we're kind of holding off on junior SAT right now because SAT tests like 11th grade content and 12th grade content. And if we push the 11th graders too early, what we've realized is they kind of don't know everything. And so their score's not reflective of actually what they know, and they get a little stressed out about it. So if you're a junior, we're going to ask you guys to go ahead and hold off on SAT in the fall. Some of you guys will take PSAT in October, and that's a great indicator. And then wait till the spring if you want to get a jump start on SAT in the spring, or wait till the fall of your senior year.
So there's Christina dropping in more dates right there.
She is working from
Lydia, Lydia does have a question. Is the school helping the students get an ID? I know you kind of talked about it again, but maybe just kind of recap it.
Are we talking FAFSA ID or like a school ID?
That is a good question, Lydia. Hopefully you were watching and you can put a follow-up.
So if we're talking school ID, they look kind of like this. They should have one of these to come to the high school and get it. It's in the yearbook room, and they can stop by the front office and get their ID. If we're talking FAFSA ID, that is something that Miss Alanis is going to work with you guys at her event. And then you can also get one at home on your own, or you can come to one of those FAFSA nights and we can help you get it. So depending on what ID we're talking about, school IDs, we have those here. Yes. So school IDs are, yes, you can get them if your student already took their picture during open house. It's not open house, it's registration. If they took their picture during registration, their ID is here in the yearbook office. I want to say there's a cost for them. I want to say, oh, look, $5. See, Miss Mercer, my savior, $5 in the yearbook room. If the students are taking their retakes today, it's going to be a little bit before those IDs are ready. But that's a great question.
All right. And Omega Cifuentes has a compliment for you. I just had a senior graduate last year, and y'all beyond helpful for everything. So
I will say this is my first year here. I came up from the middle school world, and I will say the team of ladies that I stepped into with are amazing. And I am so thankful that your child is having a blast at college and getting exactly what they want. And that is why we're here, because that is our ultimate goal, is to have them successful in the real world and enjoying life outside of the high school.
All right. I think we're are almost done on time.
Yeah.
So Tiffany, Elizabeth, any final comments before we sign off here?
If I can share our just new Facebook page.
Okay.
For our parents, if you just want to keep up with all our information, do follow us on our Facebook. That's where we're going to be posting just all of our information, upcoming events. It's a great tool to just be very informed with anything Go Center.
All right. Very good. And Tiffany?
No, really, we've talked about it all. Please, you or your student, please feel free to stop by and talk to us. If your students don't know where we're located, we're in the counseling office, kind of when they walk into the counseling office in the very front. And Mr. McKay has been super wonderful and given us a space in the cafeteria. So pretty soon your students are going to be able to come see us in the cafeteria during their lunchtime, so they're not stuck missing class time, that they're more than welcome to come meet with us in the cafeteria during their lunches, and we'll be down there as well.
And Tiffany had a last second question here. Do seniors have to apply for the FAFSA by December, or can they wait till after filing 2021 taxes?
So that's going to be an Elizabeth question. Yeah.
Yes. So for the 2020, 2022, and Ms. Mercer, if you're out there, you can correct me on this one if I'm wrong. I believe you're using the 2020 tax information, not the 2021. So you are able to complete the financial aid application with the 2020 taxes.
All right. And then someone asked for the email. That's the email right there, hs.gocenter@ecisd.net. You will talk to all of these ladies, which is fantastic, you know. Yeah, Omega Cifuentes asked for the email. There it is, hs.gocenter@ecisd.net. All right, so this is going to live on the internet forever. The links that you took to get here, whether it's Facebook or YouTube, you can go back at any time. You can go back and watch if you want to go back and you missed something, or you just want to get the right wording. You can go back and watch it at any time, 365, 24/7. Tiffany and Elizabeth, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And I'm sure y'all's doors will be, being knocked on tomorrow with students wanting to know about financial aid.
We will be here.
Yeah, that's what we want.
All right. Have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you so much.